road to the Super Bowl is long and pointless. I mean, what do you think about it?
Super Bowl, please, and step on it.
I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be.
Welcome to the show, your one-on-one with Wes the Sports Guy here on YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey, and online all the time at westhesportsguy.com. Bookmark that site if you want to get all my social media links, the podcast link, previews, recaps, everything you want to know about my daily musings is all conveniently located for you at westhesportsguy.com. Before I get into the Super Bowl preview, I want to remind you that I am still partnered with Coffee Brand Coffee. You can go to coffeebrandcoffee.com, use the promo code one-on-one-Wes to save yourself 10% at checkout on all your favorite coffee, tea, or cocoa products. And there's a Roaster's Choice program that you can sign up for, save some money using that promo code one-on-one-Wes. You can go to coffeebrandcoffee.com, use that promo code, click the link in the description below of this video, or you can also find the link conveniently located at westhesportsguy.com. Again, bookmark that site if you want to get everything having to do with your favorite sports guy, including saving on your coffee, tea, and cocoa purchase at coffeebrandcoffee.com. Without further ado, it is time for my preview of Super Bowl 58.
You play to win the game, but they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it.
Now, with this Super Bowl, it is sort of a rematch between the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers as they duke it out in Las Vegas, Nevada at Allegiant Stadium, the home of the Las Vegas Raiders. That is still not normal to me. They should and always will be known as the Oakland Raiders to me, just like the LA Chargers should be known as the San Diego Chargers, but that's a topic for a different day. We're talking about Super Bowl 58 between the Chiefs and the 49ers. And going into this, as I say, it is a rematch of sorts because it's the same head coaches between Kyle Shanahan of the San Francisco 49ers, who has been to 4 out of the last 5 NFC title games, now with 2 Super Bowl appearances to his credit. And then on the other side, you got the Kansas City Chiefs head coach in Andy Reid, who has been now to 4 out of the past 5 Super Bowl appearances, winning 2 Super Bowls, now going for his 3rd Super Bowl championship as the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs. And with that, the head coaches really have not changed their schemes all that much since playing against each other 4 years ago in Super Bowl 54. And the reason why I say both offenses really haven't changed much, even though the quarterback is different for the 49ers as compared to the Chiefs, where Patrick Mahomes, back in that Super Bowl, won his very first Super Bowl for the Kansas City Chiefs. He has now won a second one since that appearance when the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Philadelphia Eagles in last year's Super Bowl. But as I go into breaking down more of the philosophies with the coaches and some of the players involved on offense, with Kansas City, with it also still being Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, his favorite target is still tight end Travis Kelce, who is just doing what Travis Kelce always does, which is catch pretty much everything that's thrown to him in the playoffs so far, including in that AFC title game against the Baltimore Ravens, where he had 11 receptions in that game against the Ravens to now go on to another Super Bowl appearance with the Chiefs. But it's not just Travis Kelce. They also have running back Isaiah Pacheco, who's been their workhorse at running back for pretty much the entire season. They do have some depth there, but it's basically been Pacheco and Mahomes running the ball for the most part for the Chiefs here in these playoffs. And besides Kelce at receiver, he has rookie Rashee Rice, who's come on as been the clear-cut number 1 wide receiver for this unit, with Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Justin Watson also coming in and making clutch catches when need be, either during the season, but in Valdez-Scantling's case, he's been making some big catches here in the playoffs as well for Kansas City. On the defensive side, it's going to be the same unit for the most part that was in the Super Bowl 4 years ago. Names have obviously changed, but the philosophy's still there, with defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo being and proving once again he is still one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL today. Defensive lineman Chris Jones is going to be wreaking havoc once again, most likely for the Chiefs. He's very hard to contain, and even though they've lost one pass rusher in Charles Omenihu to a torn ACL from the AFC title game. They still have George Karlaftis to rush the passer. The linebackers are not too shabby either when it comes to rushing the passer with Drew Tranquil and Nick Bolton. And then in the secondary, you have L'Jarius Sneed and Trent McDuffie, just to name a few that have been really the stalwarts of this defensive unit all season long. Justin Reed's a good support at safety in the run game and the pass game, although he is much better adept at defending the run for the Kansas City Chiefs, but that is their weak spot on defense, is their run support, and it's shown statistically for most of the year, not just in the playoffs, but also in the regular season. And as I said earlier with the 49ers, there is a change of quarterback, obviously. It's not Jimmy Garoppolo anymore. Nope, he's gone. Last year was his last run with the 49ers, and he got hurt halfway through it. Shocker. Now, Brock Purdy, there's no comparison with arm strength at all. He is nowhere near the arm strength of a Patrick Mahomes or another guy of Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, better quarterbacks in the league currently. But Brock Purdy is exactly what this team needed, which is accuracy on a deep ball that was longer than 20 yards. And that was going to be an Achilles heel for this team since that Super Bowl 4 years ago, where, if you don't remember, Garoppolo was missing on a couple deep throws that should have been catches. The accuracy was never there. Now it is with Brock Purdy at quarterback, and it's working for them with the targets that he has at his disposal in Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Debo, Samuel, and with an offensive line led by an all-pro and Trent Williams at left tackle, this is a very dynamic unit with a quarterback that has gotten rid of the ball in a timely manner, with accuracy that's bar none one of the best in the league. You cannot deny that. And minus the arm strength, this unit has been clicking on all cylinders, even though in these playoffs so far, they've kind of sputtered at times, but when they click, it is a sight to see. And then defensively for San Francisco, this is basically the same kind of attack that they were implementing 4 years ago, back when even Nick Bosa was the defensive rookie of the year that year for the 49ers going into that Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now Bosa is in the prime of his career with a large contract to boot, and he will be looking to wreak havoc in the backfield against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. You also have Chase Young, who they acquired mid-season from the trade deadline from the Washington Commanders. He's got to step up in a big way playing opposite Nick Bosa, which he should be seeing plenty of single blockers going up against him with Bosa getting all that attention. And then in the middle of the defensive line unit, you have Eric Armstead and Javon Hargrave. When Armstead is healthy, he's one of the best interior defenders in the NFL, and Hargrave can get after anybody with the best of them in this league currently. That is going to be a huge matchup to watch to see if the Kansas City offensive line, who will be missing an all-pro guard in Joe Thuney, whether they can muster up against this test against the 49ers defensive line. But then you also have the linebacking unit with the 49ers among the best in the league with Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw roaming the middle and also playing great in run support should the Chiefs try to get the run game going in this one. And then in the secondaries, you have a legit shutdown corner who used to play for the Kansas City Chiefs in that Super Bowl 4 years ago in Charvarius Ward, having a all-pro-like season, career year for him with the 49ers. He should be able to man one side of the field of that secondary unit. Now, who do I think is going to win this game, and how is it going to play out? Ultimately, I think it's going to be whoever wins the turnover battle. Who is going to cause turnovers? Now, that goes with any game and every game, just like who's going to be able to put the most pressure on the opposing quarterback, who's going to shut down the team's best weapon on offense, all the usual cliched stuff that we talk about ad nauseum for multiple weeks. But going into this one, I believe this is where the rubber's going to meet the road when it comes to turnovers. Now, the Niners have turned the ball over quite a bit this season. They were among the top 5 in takeaways on defense for the entire season. Chiefs not in the top of the tier for comes to defenses and causing turnovers, but they've been a solid unit and a fantastic unit in the playoffs, beating the likes of the Miami Dolphins. Granted, that was a very, very cold game at home in Kansas City, so the dynamics were not fair and balanced, you would say, with the Miami Dolphins, but still a very good offense nonetheless. And then you had the Buffalo Bills and the next matchup in Buffalo. Not an easy task for the Chiefs, but the defense played up to par, and they did a great job in that one. And then they damn near shut down the Baltimore Ravens, also on the road in Baltimore for the AFC title. So this is where it's going to play out for both sides. The Niners caused turnovers against the Packers and the Lions to get to where they are in the Super Bowl. Who's going to cause turnovers? Who's going to shut down the team's main offensive weapon? In the end, though, I believe the one thing that has been different with the 49ers, not just at quarterback with Brock Purdy, but it's the running back. Not taking anything away from what Raheem Mostert did for the 49ers that season. He is not what Christian McCaffrey is to this offense. Christian McCaffrey is not just a great rusher in his own right. He's also a great pass catcher out of the backfield. He'll line up as a receiver when need be, not just as a decoy, but he can actually run routes like a receiver. And he's also very, very good in pass protection when need be, as he showed in that game against the Detroit Lions in the NFC title game when Detroit started to put the pressure on Purdy at points. McCaffrey stood back there, put in those extra effort for the blocks to get the throws that needed to be made when they needed it late in that game. And with all that said, I believe Christian McCaffrey will be named the game's MVP, scoring 3 touchdowns, 2 of them on the ground for the San Francisco 49ers in a final score of 31-20 in Super Bowl 58. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell below to get notified when all the latest videos are posted on this channel, whether it be via YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, or Odyssey. Bookmark westthesportsguy.com to get all my social media links, recaps, previews. Everything is conveniently located for you at westthesportsguy.com, including that discount to coffeebrandcoffee.com. Use the promo code OneOnOneWest at checkout to save yourself 10% on all your favorite purchases of coffee, tea, or cocoa. Thank you again for tuning in. I will see you live.
I feel faithless, wish I could replace this. I need changes, I wanna be the greatest. So I will chase it, I will be courageous.